Right. So, in the last session, we discussed about GitHub repository, etc., how to create GitHub repository and all everything. We discussed and I have posted in the channel, right? So, at the same time, today I'm going to discuss about another items in context to the GitHub repository is concerned. Because before I'm getting into GitHub, let me explain you. GitHub is a kind of code repository. Whatever the source code we develop for the project, everything can be stored in this repository here. In this regard, if you want to create any kind of GitHub issues or something like, or if you want to create any kind of issues in the GitHub, wherein here we can see there will be an option called issues here, right? So here you can, whatever the issues you want to create, here you can create a new issue. Just click on it, right? So here we need to write down the title, right? So for example, code configuration have some errors. So code configuration, for example, right? So description, code configuration is showing some errors. So while execution, okay, this is what something as a description we have written here. Next, submit a new issue is what something, right? So whenever we are submitting here, you can see because code configuration is showing some errors while execution is what something as a repository we have created, wherein in this repository we have created it. Now, if anybody wants to use this issue, if anybody wants to address this issue, right? So because if anybody wants to close this issue as completed, make sure this issue has to be identified and addressed and it has to be completed by the team. At the same time, if they were not done so far, right? So because as in when code was not planned so far, whatever the initial implementation we do, or as if you want to add any kind of initiation to the existing ones, everything can be done in this regard. At the same time, to whom are we going to assign is what something which we have to be selected. For that, you go here, you can go to here itself. Here you can see invite collaborators, wherein we can invite the collaborators over here, right? So here we need to give the password. Right. So yeah, right. So we have given the password wherein we have entered it. Right. So this is where generally here we have to add the collaborators over here. So whenever you want to add the people here, here you can see there is an option called add people. So we need to find out the people over. Right. So I'm just finding out the people if there is anybody. Right. So we can add these people to this, right? So we can add these people to the repository. Right. That's what something which we can do here. You can see here. So we have added one person. Like this, if you want to add some more people, wherein we can add these people over. Right. So if there is any people of that sort, we can add these people even, right? So if there is a repository wherein yeah, two people have access this, right? So this is what something which we have given. So once we have added the people, the advantage here is that whatever the people we have added, and if you want to manage any kind of code issues or something of that sort, right? So if you want to address this issue or if you want to assign this issue to someone, okay, because code configuration, if you want to assign to the people here, here you can see there is an option called assign for yourself, where if you want to assign to the people, wherein we can assign. So this is where generally assign we have given assigned to, because I have assigned for myself, right? Class in live is an assignment which we have assigned it. At the same time, if there is any kind of labels to be updated, here we need to update the labels, like for the something like bugs or documentation, something of that sort. At the same time, whatever the project we are working on, even we need to update the project, whatever the recent projects we have, right? So whatever the recent builders we have, right? So all the projects can be updated in this regard. At the same time, if there is any kind of milestones we have, etc. So even milestones can also be added to the existing repository. So this is how generally all these issues we have to add. At the same time, once issues were added, so we can give it this to the team members to the assignment. So whenever there is any repository you want to update it and all everything, you need to go for invite collaborators. And if you want to add any more people additional to this, which can be added first. So based on that, whatever the tasks we have created and all everything, that work assignments will be submitted again, will be given to those people so that they will be working on that application accordingly. This is what all about the GitHub part. In the next session, I'm going to discuss about rules, right? So what are the different rules do we have, right? So how these rules we have to do, right? So what is about the rule set? This part I'm going to discuss in the next session. Thank you.